Hey guys, what's up? Renee Jewett here, and today I'm going to be taking you through lower body day 567 of my off season. No, I'm just joking, but I do lower body quite a bit because I am trying to develop my lower body even further for the wellness division. So before I even get into my training, I do about 10 minutes on the treadmill, and then I move into about 20 minutes of prehab work. So I do some PNF stretching here, roll out with the foam roller, lacrosse ball, and this has been such a game changer for me. I do this every single leg day, so 20 minutes of my prehab work, and it has made a world of difference for me. During contest prep, I, had a lot of issues that I didn't address, a lot of weaknesses in stabilizer muscles, terrible internal rotation in my hips. I think it was about 2 weeks after the Olympia. I tried doing a body weight squat, and I got so frustrated because I just couldn't. I felt like I was just gonna fall backwards. And today in my training, as you'll see, I'm squatting and I'm not falling backwards. And this really improving my squat in particular has improved and carried over into all of my other lifts, but we'll get into that later. So PNF stretching here, foam rolling, lacrosse ball, and then I get into my actual training session. First movement of training today was the glute drive, and I actually do the glute drive. I start with the glute drive for every single lower body day, so I've gotten pretty proficient at it. The only thing that changes is how many sets I do and the rep range. Effort is still very high for every single lower body day. If you're familiar with the RIR, reps in reserve, I usually do about a 1 to 0. So meaning if you really pushed, you could maybe get one more, or you're going to failure. So effort is still very high. And I actually surprised myself in today's session because I hit a PR. So last time my rep range here is, I do 3 sets, reps 6 to 10. Last time I got 320 for 11 reps. And today on my top set, I got 380 for 10. Yes. So that is a new PR for me. During off season, we always want to see strength increases because that likely means you're gaining muscle. And since glutes are my main priority this off season, I like to see that strength go up. And coming off of the 2021 season, that was my main feedback, that I needed to grow glutes. So I'm more than happy to do that, because who doesn't like glutes, right? So moving on, finishing off the set here, I did 360 for 10 and then 360 for 7. And then moving on to my back squat, you can see my form here, still not perfect. Sometimes I shift a little bit onto my left foot, but it's still a ton better than when I came off of the Olympia stage and just couldn't even do a bodyweight squat to save my life. So I backed off of weight here just because the movement, I felt a little bit unstable, so I didn't want to push up weight too much. So I actually dropped weight down just a tad, but I still fell within my 8 to 12 rep range. I did 3 sets here. Top set, I did 185 for 7. I potentially could have gotten more, but again, I didn't want to push it just because I did feel a little unstable, and I am trying to avoid getting injured at all costs because I don't want that to take away from my off season. Stayed with the same weight for my second set, 185. I did get one more here, so I got 8. And then for my last set, I did 155 for 10. So fell within my 8 to 12 rep range. And this movement just feels so much better. And, correcting my squat form has really carried over into all of my other movements. I just have such a greater connection with everything. I feel more stable. I have less little aches and pains. So that 20 minutes of prehab that I'm doing before my training session, you know, it's really paying off. So next movement I moved to was a Cybex leg press, and I love this movement pattern. I can get a full range of motion on it, and it gives me a great quad contraction, which quads is another body part that I am trying to bring up. It wasn't part of my feedback for the 2021 season, but assessing my own stage shots, I think I could develop the quads even further. So I do 3 sets here. Rep range is 12 to 15, and I did surprise myself again because last workout I did 380 for 12 on my top set, and today I did 400 for 15. So that is another strength progression for me. And of course, we always want to see strength progressing because it likely means that you are putting on muscle, which that's exactly what we're trying to do in off season, right? So stayed with the same weight for my second set as well as my third. Second set, I got 14 reps, and last set, I got 12 reps. Effort, of course, is still very high on these with an RIR of 1 to 0. Moving on from there, I did a glute kickback, and this is a machine that I never had a really great connection with until I started working on fixing all my dysfunctions. This is just another movement where fixing those dysfunctions has carried over into it. Now I'm really able to brace my core down into the pad, and I just have such a great isolated glute connection with this, which I did not have before. So it's really nice. And I have 3 sets here. Rep range is 12 to 15. Top set, I did 60 for 12, stayed with the same weight, 60 for 12 on my second set, and then dropped down to 50 pounds and got 15 reps. Moving on from there, I do a lying hamstring curl. Hamstrings isn't a body part that I'm trying to develop all that much. My main focus is glutes and quads for this off season. So here I'll do 2 sets with a rep range of 10 to 14. Thankfully, my gym got a brand new leg curl machine. We have a hammer strength leg curl, which gets the job done, but it's not my favorite. So we have a brand new prime lying hamstring curl, and I just love it. I love the loading on it. It adjusts better to my body, and I feel such a better hamstring contraction with it. So here, 2 sets, 10 to 14 rep range. I did 50 for 10 and 50 for 13 on my second set. And this is actually the first time that I have this in my programming, so I don't have numbers to look back on to see if I progressed or not. So moving on, last movement of the workouts is cable glute med. And this is another excellent isolation movement for me. I'm really trying to develop the glutes in general, but I'm really putting focus on the glute med because that's the area that really gives you that nice glute roundness in my front pose and my side poses as well. And kind of gives you that glute shelf, which that's what I want. I want a shelf for my glutes. So let's see what I can do this off season, right? So I do 3 sets here. Rep range is 12 to 15, and I started with 70 pounds. I got, let's see here, 18 reps, so a little bit over my rep range. So I stuck with the same weight on my second and my third set. So second set, I ended up getting 16, and my last set, I ended up getting 15. So with a giant glute pump, that ends my lower body day. Guys, if you have any questions about my training or this session, please let me know in the comments below, and I would be happy to get back to you. Until next time, happy training, and for me, happy glute growing. See you guys next time.